Be sure to go back and check out the morning news video that we published if you haven't already done so, because Cody talked about something very important, the massive altcoin bull signal that flashed earlier today. And yes, the market did just experience a major dump, but the argument is that in this state of semi-panic, let's call it, a lot of people are ignoring or at least not paying enough attention to some pretty significant and time-sensitive data pertaining to altcoins. And I wanted to shed some light on this. We figured today's a good day to talk about our Altcoin Buzz Alpha exclusive member content with the broader YouTube community. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing some crucial information that the Alpha team foresees and that we predict collectively is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, so coming into January 2025. And I'm also happy to say that I'll be disclosing our Alpha altcoin calls for the first time in a YouTube video. Of course, this stuff is always normally behind a paywall. And we like to go big or go home in terms of our picks, so we're always eyeing projects that have the potential to do a 20x, a 30x. And of course, that means if you did lose money in the last week or so, these are the kinds of moves and the kinds of projects that could help you recover that in a big way. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck. If you choose to invest, of course, I wish you very, very well. But I am not a financial or investment advisor. Please remember that, as well as the fact that by extension, this video is not official financial or investment advice. So first of all, and for a little bit of context here, let's talk about some of the macroeconomic changes in terms of crypto policy right now in the United States. Because with President-elect Trump, there's, of course, a fresh and a new crypto wind blowing in the U.S. New policy shifts are happening. Many more are on the horizon in a pretty big and exciting way. Just as one example here, and as you may have heard by now, Trump recently met Chris Marcelek of Crypto.com of Mar-a-Lago. He is, of course, the CEO of Crypto.com. Before that, he'd already met with Brian Armstrong, Trump that is, the CEO of Coinbase. So this is very encouraging, especially if you consider all this chatter about the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, or BSR. That could very much be part of these discussions that Trump is having with these individuals, with these personalities from the crypto space. Now, the United States Treasury, they're the ones that oversee the Strategic Gold Reserve. However, they also exclusively control the Exchange Stabilization Fund, or the ESF. And all ESF operations need the explicit authorization of the Secretary of the Treasury. And every reliable indication right now seems to suggest that Scott Bessent is to become the new Secretary of the Treasury. And yes, the president needs to approve those operations. This is a potential way and a real path towards building the BSR. Both the ESF and an SBR, if approved, of course, are going to help keep the dollar as the U.S. reserve currency. Now, Trump's potential cabinet selections are crypto-friendly as well. Just to jog your memory, he has picked Paul Atkins as the new chair of the SEC. And the most recent appointment is Bo Hines. He should become the executive director of the Presidential Council of Advisors on Digital Assets, or AKA what people are calling the Crypto Council. And so plenty of positive changes are visible right now. They're in the pipeline, and every expectation is that we're going to see more to come as well. Now, our Altcoin Buzz Alpha group, that's the paid membership, they've been working very hard and doing really their best to help maximize profits. Not only that, but also communicate research to those members that are subscribing, because we are facing a turbulent market right now. There's no question about that. And one very recent and very accurate call was that Bitcoin would dump below $97,000. And pretty much right on cue, here we are. The question that I think is more important, though, right now, and as we're kind of entering the holidays and the new year, is what's going to happen in the next few weeks, the next 4 weeks specifically. Because the current market right now honestly appears to be paused. There's choppy trading kind of sideways over the last 3-4 days, but not a ton of news is coming out, not a lot of positive or negative news for that matter. It's Christmas. New Year's is also coming up. For a lot of people, that means time off. For a lot of people, that means they're just taking a break from life as it would otherwise unfold. But in the back of our minds, we ought to consider and remember that we have a new administration with Donald Trump that's coming in the United States in just 4 weeks. So that's kind of coming up pretty quickly, actually. And here's the thing. To speak candidly, our Alpha group does not see a quick recovery to the current market situation. This may change, granted, once Trump's inauguration happens. That's occurring on the 20th of January, 2025. But that does mean that we're going to have to be a little bit more patient. Bitcoin actually just had the most intensive liquidation event since all the way back in 2021. And when this happens, obviously there's a cascading kind of failure effect, and certainly the market doesn't go any higher. Now, currently 70% of the people out there are long, meaning that these are individuals who expect the market to relatively quickly bounce back. If it does, they're going to make quick gains. However, 70% of these are mostly retail, like yourself and like myself. And when checking the long-short ratio by volume, 55% of the volume is shorting the market right now. This means that whales really, in practice, are going to eat up any big move to the upside or the downside. It also means that the market is going to be sideways, again, probably for the next few weeks. The question, therefore, ought to be addressed. Was this the bull run top that we just saw? Thankfully, the answer to that question is no. But in order to get back that bull energy and enthusiasm, once again, we do need a few things to happen. So, for instance, accounts shorting Bitcoin should go up, and the long-short ratio should be 50-50 or possibly 40-60. We would also like to see the TradFi market finishing the holiday week of Christmas and New Year's in good spirits. That would help the crypto space. The general idea is that the current prices are cheap, and so there's no need to panic. What you've seen scrolling in the background here is a brand new report about the current crypto market, about these variables and others, both from a macro and, if you get into the nitty-gritty, a more micro perspective. This is the kind of intel, of course, and the kind of reporting that our members are privy to in Altcoin Buzz Alpha. If ever you want to check it out, of course, all the information is available. Just check out the links in the description of this video below. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is sponsored by Sui. By now, you've seen that big post-election pump in Bitcoin all the way to and beyond $90,000. But you may have also noticed Sui, S-U-I, pumping hard. It has quickly become one of the leading altcoins in this market, and for good reason. Sui is just killing it in all the big sectors it supports, like DeFi. That's where Sui crossed $1 billion in TVL and is almost at $1.5 billion, really in record time. Actually, as I record here, it's already at $1.6 billion. Sui liquidity aggregator Deepbook launching its DEEP, that's DEEP token in October. There's the Sui naming service launching its NS token in November with one of the biggest airdrops in the ecosystem so far. And also gaming, where the new Sui Play 0x1 will be the first handheld Web3 gaming device with pre-orders that are through the roof right now. And increased access globally with native USDC and Coinbase deposits and withdrawals means you're getting Sui and USDC no matter where you are in a way that's easier than ever. Sui even has a small but rapidly growing meme coin market for the meme coin lovers out there. If you haven't yet used Sui, then I urge you to come give it a try, and also follow Sui's X account for all the latest updates. Check out some links that we'll include in the description below. All right, so which altcoins are the best choices right now in terms of buying in this dip? If you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, as you probably know by now, my position has been pretty consistent, and I would argue that each portfolio needs at least some large caps as a basis, certainly Bitcoin. That's irrefutable. But I would also suggest Ethereum, Solana. However, I also picked 3 other big large caps for today, the first of which is going to be Ripple XRP. Now, Ripple recently had a lot to celebrate. Their lawsuit with the SEC seems to be coming to an end with a Ripple win that's very much in sight. And then, of course, there was also the approval of their RLUSD stablecoin. So that's a big deal. So after at least 2.5 years of sideways action, it seems that XRP has woken up again. I'm also going to recommend Dogecoin here. DOGE, Doge is the ticker. And it's most likely going to continue to see massive growth with, of course, Elon Musk as the new head of Doge. I'm not talking about the meme coin, though. I'm talking about the Department of Government Efficiency. And ever since that political news broke, Doge, the altcoin, has done a 4x. And yeah, of course, it's down right now with the rest of the market, but that's okay. People are taking profits, and it has been overheating. Next up, I also want to point you in the direction of BNB. This is Binance's powerhouse. It's a coin that only seems to be growing in strength and price appreciation. I look at Binance as being the best in the business as far as exchange gold standards. And so its token, which supports that ecosystem and that platform, should only continue to grow as well and reflect that value and reputation. I could see BNB personally hitting $2,000. That would be approximately a 3x from here. I also want to point out Clearpool. CPOOL is the ticker, CPOOL. With this project, we are firmly in the RWA realm. That's real world assets. And look, although it's down on the day, I do believe that a 20x, possibly a 30x could be in the cards for Clearpool. Allow me to explain. It is first and foremost a DeFi credit marketplace, and it very much pioneers RWA lending. Be sure to check out our dedicated video on Clearpool that we did recently. That's where we elaborated on the really incredible, massive potential upside that this project has. Its Ocean Layer 2 chain is also coming soon. This basically allows you to earn native yield on-chain by integrating RWAs. So be on the lookout for that. Another one to consider here is Morpho, MORPHO. This is a permissionless, non-custodial lending protocol, and it wants to improve the efficiency and flexibility of crypto lending. You can find it right now on the Ethereum and Base chains. With its current market cap of $360 million, there's a lot of room to grow. A 20x, a 30x, not impossible. Ondo Finance is another one here, ONDO. We're also in the RWA sector with this one. It's one of the leaders in that particular market segment because it connects TradFi with blockchain technology. Furthermore, it is also fully regulated and fully compliant. That makes it interesting and very appealing for institutions. Retail, however, can also use its services if they want. Just be aware, though, that a pretty massive token unlock is coming. That's going to happen on the 18th of January, 2025. So a few weeks from now. If you want to speculate on ONDO, I'd probably advise you to take your profits by then. Again, the 18th of January, but long term, even medium term, it's bound to grow again after that. We do expect a dip to occur around that time, however. Let me know your thoughts about what you expect from the new Trump administration. It's been advertised, of course, as very pro-crypto. Is it going to be able to live up to that expectation, or is that just kind of the realm of political promises? Are we going to be disappointed? Let me know in the comments. And again, all of this information that we've been highlighting today, this intel, this research is courtesy of our Altcoin Buzz Alpha group. If you like what you see, you can always check it out and learn more information by clicking the link that's always found in the description of the video below.